So this is a real example of an opportunity solution tree with user story mapping. In opportunity solution tree, in root of opportunity solution tree, we have a business outcome. In our case, we have it in form of OKR, objective with key results, and it sounds like increased sales of assistance to preparation for CSPO certification by 5k euro till the end of Q1 2025. So we have an objective and key results. For every business problem, we have several opportunities, unmet user needs that we can use to get to that desired business outcome. So in our case, we have an unmet user needs where client is not disciplined and need help to prepare, or they're afraid of not passing exam from the first attempt and they need help, or they may feel responsible for their knowledge and they don't need just certification, but they also need to deeply understand the certification material. They also may feel anxious and need support to help them to prepare and pass exam, and it may be something else. And in our case, it's actually a real case, so we have solutions. This is opportunity solution tree, that's why for every opportunity we have at least one solution, but usually we have several. And this is what we have right now. We have regular meetings in Zoom or Google Meet with our clients where we actually address those unmet needs. And the same also happens here for the first one, where a client is not disciplined, regular meetings. But we also thought about maybe to have another solutions. For example, we may build a bot assistant that will remind clients about certification preparation and keep track of their progress and build them and that kind of stuff. Or we can explain users or customers different ways of making their reminders on the phone, on Google Calendar. For example, actually this one we can use for marketing. For example, we may make blog posts about this one, so it will work for promotion of our regular meetings and bot, and give them a free solution for free, but it requires discipline that they lack, so it just like may work for marketing. And since we have this solution already, we thought about what it takes us to make a solution of bot assistant. And here comes another technique called user story mapping, where we have different steps. Like in the user story map, the steps are set of actions that user needs to take to actually use this solution. That's why we have here for step 1, then where user needs to start the bot for the first time, then schedule the time for the preparations, then get notification from the bot on scheduled date and time, then prepare for an exam on a real task provided by the bot, and if they like everything and want to continue, then pay and continue. So it's like a built-in free trial also here, and a first preparation to try, and also billing. And for each step, since it's a complex solution, for each step we have assumptions. And for example, that when user needs to start bot for the first time, we assume, for example, if we implement bot in Telegram, we assume that clients use Telegram Messenger. They may not. They may use WhatsApp or Facebook or any other popular messengers. And this is especially important if we make marketing campaign in different social network, for example in Instagram, and we don't know if users actually using Telegram or no. Another assumption is that clients will actually open the link when we provide it. For example, if we share the link in Instagram stories, we assume that our clients will open the link and go and do whatever it takes to try the application, the bot. And another one, we know that if it was not good time for the client to try application, they need to know where they can find this link later. So we assume that they will know where they can find it. So, and each of these risks could be one of four basic risks. It is either value risk. It means that they will choose to use it, they will buy it. Another type of risk is viability, business viability risk is that if we can sell it, if we can market it, if it's legal, if it's ethical, and everything required for business up and running. And another type of risk is usability risk. If it means that if users will figure out if they could use it. And the last basic risk is feasibility risk. Feasibility. So if we can make it, if we have people in team that required, and we have required qualifications for these people, for the staff, and if we actually can make it production quality, if it works. So that's why we test our assumptions and run, for example, we run experiments, we run tests for our assumptions. For example, what could be the simplest way to understand if our users actually use Telegram or no? To run a survey and ask, do you use Telegram, or yes or no? And that's it. So we will see if they use and how many of them use Telegram. Another one, for example, clients will open and start the bot. We don't need to implement all the solution to test this assumption. This is very important. So we need to have very cheap and fast experiments to check our riskiest assumptions. For example, if we already know that they use Telegram Messenger, that we have a very low risk that clients don't use Telegram bot, so we will not make this experiment. But for example, this one is a value risk, and value risk is almost always a major risk and to address. If we have it, so we'd better test it, because if users don't value, they will not the rest usually doesn't matter and not fixable. That's why here we can run fake door tests as test, where we can build a bot that only allows to make step 2, to schedule time for the preparations. We don't allow anything else. We don't need to build anything else. We just can make a bot that will allow only scheduling, and that's it. We will not allow to running preparation right now. We can allow scheduling to start only in 2 weeks or in a month since today, so we will have time to implement all other features. We just need to test if we provide them the link to the bot, will they open the link and will they actually schedule the time or no? Because if they don't, the rest just doesn't matter. We don't need to do it. We don't need to spend time and resources there if users don't go. That's why we apply this product discovery technique called fake door test, and we make it and lead them to the bot where only scheduling functionality is available. No learning, no preparation, no notification, nothing, just scheduling. And another assumption that we may see, that clients will know where they can find the link. So when we put a link to profile head in our Instagram account, for example, we can save our stories into highlights and tell our clients that we saved it to head of our profile and we saved it into highlights, so you can find them later. And you see that these two experiments are very fast to do. So we just spent several minutes to run experiment and to tell stories, to tell that where they can find. This one will take some time depending on the qualification of software engineer, but now with AI it also very fast, so it takes no longer than 1 day to implement this thing. And so we go to the second step, schedule time for the preparations. And here we assume that clients actually will understand how to schedule and will understand how they can reschedule it later. So, and what could be the simplest way to test those assumptions? Simplest, fastest, cheapest way. And we apply another product discovery technique, which means prototyping, and sketching is one of the actually 4 basic types of prototypes that we have. So we can sketch and show the sketch to 3 to 5, 6 maximum, 6 a magic number, and to 3 to 5 customers and ask them, do you actually understand how you could schedule time here and what will happen if you click somewhere here? So we don't implement anything, we just show them a sketch and ask questions, and if they understand how to schedule preparation and how to reschedule preparation, and if they super understand and super easy for them, now we have this risk addressed. Okay, so now we have everything prepared, like to fake door and schedule time, and when they scheduled, we can allow them to schedule like in 2 weeks, not now. And if they came, we shared the link, they came, they scheduled, we have digits for how many people actually signed for this and are waiting for getting notification from our bot in 2 weeks or longer. So we will have data. That's why we can go to the next step, where client gets notification from bot on a scheduled date and time. So what are our assumptions here? And there are a few. For example, we assume that clients will see our notification and they will not lose it and will not forget it. So it may happen. That's why we need somehow to address this risk so that they got our notification. And another assumption for notification is like that clients will be actually be free at that time and will actually start preparation, right? And what could be the cheapest way to check those viability risks? First one, we will check that users actually opened the bot after getting notification, so we can see it from analytics, from logs, from monitoring, any cheapest way to see that they actually open it after several minutes. And for example, this one, that they will actually will start preparation, we can again implement fake door test, so we don't need to prepare a real class for exam. We don't, and we actually don't want to disappoint our clients. That's why we can make a fake door test, so we can provide like a fake preparation, a zero class for our client, but we can provide some valuable information for them, like some stats, how much time it takes to prepare for the exam, what are the most common mistakes students make, any valuable information that we already have, and it is easy for us to share without making our client feel disappointed when they actually thought that they start preparation. So we can send them this to the page where they can read substantial information about the course they are going to pass. And the next step is actually to prepare for a real exam on a real task. Again, several assumptions that we have. We assume that they will understand how to prepare for the task, they will pass a task, and they will like the task, so they would like to pay for the bot to continue their preparations. How we can test them? So I just left them empty, so you can think. I will also share product discovery techniques collection under this video. It will be the link to the document where all major product discovery techniques are listed, so you can choose what the cheapest experiment you can make to validate that assumption. And also here, when they for the last step, when clients need to pay for bot to continue their preparations, we also have assumptions that users will know how to pay in the bot. So it's a usability risk. They will find where it's, and they understand that it's for payment, okay, and they will won't actually pay for the bot because it will be maybe too high a price, or they just don't want to pay for that because they don't feel much value of it, or I don't know. That's why we need to make that experiment to test that they really want to pay. And clients, and another risk, viability risk, that clients will be able actually to pay for the bot, because we may add some payment system that it's not supported, or users don't use it. For example, I don't know, maybe we decided to implement somehow decided to implement PayPal, and most of our users don't use PayPal and don't have PayPal account, and that's why they decide it's too difficult for them to pay. They need to make an account. So that's why we need somehow to address this risk as well. So, and this is the way how we get our solution tested. We have solution that we want to make a bot that will address this, and we don't go and build the solution and see what happens. We break it into the steps and get assumptions for each of the steps and run simplest, cheapest, fastest experiments, not for the entire solution, but for the riskiest assumptions. For example, if we decide that this assumption is not risky, so we don't use it, so we don't test it, we test only these two. And for example, usability risk is product designer is responsible for usability risk. So, and if they decide that these risks are minimal, so we don't need to waste our time, so we don't run this. And or if, for example, what the risk is minimal means that either users will figure out how to use it, or if they will not figure out how to use it, we can fix it very fast and cheap and deliver to the users like the same day or tomorrow. So it's not a big one. This is how best teams run the experiments for their solutions to find out if anything works without building the whole thing. So we can stop at any step if we can't go further. So that's why we try our best to make this solution addressing different risks the cheapest, fastest possible way, and we strive to the last one to build a complete solution. Why we build this solution? Because we are addressing this opportunity and unmet need of the user in order to benefit our business. So that's why this opportunity solution tree with user story mapping could be used in product discovery for our solutions that we build. And this opportunity solution tree with explain tree, with a simpler example tree, with template available to build your own tree is available right now on Miro templates, and it's opportunity solution tree with story mapping. I will also leave the link to this template under the video so you can use it too. Thank you for watching, and I will be glad to get your feedback, your questions, your comments under this video.